If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. There's a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And guess what? The best part is it's absolutely free. Download the free app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Don't forget, that's anchor.fm. Make your podcast today. This is 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, the national voice of the Bahamas. Great morning is extended to you and yours, ladies and gentlemen. It's yours truly, Keshagen Jamal, in your company. And ladies and gentlemen, at 8 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour, it's about that time again. And of course, you know, Friday is our day where we feature artists, all right? Artists from all walks of life. And of course, all the different, backgrounds and stuff like that. And we have an artist today that's no stranger to being on the big station, all right? And, of course, this is the Behind the Artist segment. Each and every Friday, we do this for you, all right? So I want to welcome back to the show the one and only Landlord. He's here with us this morning, ladies and gentlemen, and this is going to be a great time. Great morning, Landlord. How you doing? How you feeling this morning?
Good morning, man. I'm feeling great, man. I was up early this morning, anticipating this interview.
Yes, sir. It's always great to be able to connect with you. Always great to talk with you. Such a motivating and a positive force in this world. And I'm so glad that I get a chance to be able to connect with you.
Most definitely, man. I feel the same way. Always great to connect with you, man. I love what you're doing, and I just pray that God continue to keep you and continue to inspire you.
Yes, sir, indeed. And of course, persons would have seen you, throughout the years. You've been on the scene for quite some time, and persons could always pinpoint to say that Landlord is a big influence to them in their musical journey. But for those listening in, maybe they don't know much about your backstory. Tell us a little bit about yourself growing up, and what really caused you to really want to get into the musical journey.
Well, I grew up with a very low self-esteem. I grew up with humble beginnings, where, it wasn't easy for me. And, I was in privilege. I went through some rough times, got caught up in with the wrong crowd, trying to look for love. Because being a young man, you want to be accepted. And, when you look at other people, around you and in your set, living better than you, and you want to be appreciated, and so you start to try to seek love and try to look for attention. Got caught up and got mixed up in the wrong crowd, like I say. And music was something that was always a tool that I used to encourage myself, to motivate me. It was more like my medicine, whenever I'm going through a rough time, it really, vitalizes me, and, it comforts me. So growing up as a young man, going to school, no lunch, boys up pants, boys up shoes, being laughed at, people teasing me, stuttering, no teeth in the front of your mouth. Whenever I smile or laugh, I put my hand in the front of my mouth. It was rough, but, music was something that, I found at a very young age. I realized that I loved it, and it brought me comfort. And at the age of 20-something, I got connected with other young men who loved music, and we would go to different clubs, different places like Montel Heights, Bobo Mikey Dread, Miami Street. They used to have like the system there, and a bunch of us, we just go there, we get high, we drink, and we just hold the mic, and we just inspire each other with our music. And, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I connected with Peter Runks at that time.
Mm.
He changed his life. And when he changed his life, um, you know, he started with Carlos Reed, Minister Carlos Reed. And at that time, Pastor Dave Burrows and Minister Carlos Reed, they had this movement called Peace on the Street.
Mm.
And they used music to reach other young men out there on the street. And, you know, so Peter, you know, invited me to a meeting with Honorable Hubert Ingram at the time. And, you know, he gave us an opportunity to set up something that is at Thompson Boulevard, Operation Redemption. And that's where we were able to, you know, get some type of livelihood of work, you know, learn a little about, you know, how to take care of yourself and, you know, make some money. And that's where I was able to learn how to do auto detailing. You know, Carlos Reed taught me everything what I'm doing now in terms of car, you know, detailing. And, you know, and so I got into that, and then I connected with Massive, and there was Marky Marks and others at that time, and you know, who's doing music and using music in a positive light to reach other young men and to bring them out of a life that, you know, wasn't, you know, conducive to their purpose and their potential. And I thank God for that. And, you know, just going to, you know, Bahamas Faith Ministry, because, you know, they were connected with Dr. Miles Monroe at that time. And when I went to Bahamas Faith Ministry, like I said, I had a low self-esteem. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe nothing good would ever come from me, you know, because I had a lot of people who told me these things, you know. And when I went to Bahamas Faith Ministry and listening to Dr. Miles Monroe teaching and Pastor Richard Pinder, it really rocked my whole mentality, you know, because they caused me to believe in myself by their teaching. They made me feel that I'm a leader, and anything that I want, I can acquire. And, you know, Dr. Miles, you know, gained favor with me. And he, you know, told me, my landlord, there's something special about you. You don't know how great you are, and you're going to be great. And at that time, I was looking at him. I said, boy, he don't know what he's talking about, you know, because I already got that mentality in my mind that, man, you know, ain't nothing good going to come from me. But he was able to change that thinking that I had. And he put in, you know, with all his teaching, it really washed my mind. And I started to have so much more confidence in myself. And I, like, you know, I guess I connected with other artists who were doing it on a different level, you know, so they turned me on to Dylan McKenzie, the Commonwealth Studio. I did my first song, Seek Ye First, the Kingdom of God. And then afterwards, I traveled to Jamaica, connected with the lead singer of Inner Circle, Scatterbonic, and connected with Alcatraz. I took solo to the Google with me to Jamaica. And, you know, I had this song, Being Peace. And at that time, I wrote it because of the dilemma that was going on around the world with the 9/11, and it really bothered me to see religious folks, you know, and, you know, carrying on in the way they were carrying on. And, you know, as we know, as a person who believes in God, you must know love, because without love, you cannot know God. And that's why I wrote the song, We Need Peace. And when I connected with Alcatraz, and Alcatraz said, my landlord, you ever think about connecting with Luciano and doing this song with Luciano? And I was like, what you mean Luciano? Because Luciano was always one of my role models too. You know, whenever I was going through rough times, they would play some Luciano, and his music always encouraged me. So just having the opportunity to call him and talk to him and say, hey, Lucy, would you be able to do the song with me? You know, and I sent him the words of the song, and he called me back. He said, man, landlord, I love the message in this song, man. I would love to do it. So, you know, he drove from one parish and come way down in Kingston to the studio, him and Mikey General and others. And man, we hit that studio and bang, you know, the song just took off. You know, and I signed a distribution deal in Jamaica at that time, hit France, Germany, made it number 5 on the Billboard charts, in China and so on.
Wow.
And I just loved it.
Yeah.
I just loved to see the impact that it was making with its people, and causing them to think.
Yeah.
Because the message in the song was really the driving force. Or it was all about the message. It wasn't about money. It was just the message at that time. I didn't know the music business. I just was into just singing and trying to encourage and inspire people. But that's how I started. And I like I said, I loved it, and I still love it today.
All right, indeed. And what do you think is the impact, or what will be the impact of that song "We Need Peace"? Because obviously, we're still playing it today, and every time there is a tumultuous time, whether it be in a nation or around the world, that's one of the songs that's a go-to that person's play.
I like I said, I think it's the messaging. That we need love, we need peace, and you look around the world today. That's what we're lacking. We tend to fight another person because they don't believe what we believe. And to win somebody over, you got to win them with love. And if you come onto them in a negative way, they can automatically put up a wall. Even though if you come into them in truth, they don't want to hear your truth because you already blocked them with your hate.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, love is the answer, and love is the only way. And I try my best to live that. I didn't just sing it or put it together by words. I try to live it because enough times I get a lot of hate that is pushed my way, and I counteract that with love. Many times I could deal with certain situation a certain way, but I deal with it with love, because I realize love conquers hate. And and that's what we need in this time. I just checked my WhatsApp this morning, and a young man we was working with for over like 2 years, young man, only 18 years old. And I saw him on the police chart, wanted for murder. Very smart young man, and meeting any question you ask him, man, he would answer every question. Humble, very nice young man, but now he's mixed up, and the police looking for him for murder. And many times people would see a young person like that and say, oh, that's a bad person. But see, a lot of times we don't know what caused people to do what they do. And many times a lot of young men in prison, they are wonderful young men.
Yeah.
They just make the bad decisions, get caught up in the wrong crowd,
Right.
and get themselves mixed up in stuff. And I feel that vision is very important in every young man's life.
Yes.
Once you have vision, you won't perish. But if you don't have vision, you will perish. When I look at my life today, many situations that I encounter which is negative, because I know that what God is doing in my life, and I have a family and a lot of things I want to accomplish, I walk away from a lot of situations because of the vision I have for my life. But a person who don't have a vision for their life, who don't have nothing to live for, they are the most dangerous person out there. So every young man out there needs to find something to live for, something to really cause them to live and to push them and to say, I'm going to walk away. And until you get to that position in your life, you're not going to live long, and you're not going to go too far.
Right.
You have to, value things, value your life, and look at the future. And I think of the reason why Dr. Miles took me all over the world with him, like, Africa, Europe, Mexico, the Caribbean, because he wanted to open my mind. Because, when I was younger, I was only stuck in one little area, which was basically Wolf Road, Andrews Avenue, Hebron Alley, Wrights Lane, one little area, then Farrington Road, but I didn't know the world was so big and had so much to offer.
Right.
Young men need to travel more, to see there is so much, that, there's so much for them that is waiting for them to grab it and to run with it. But because they are stuck in a little corner, all they know is a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and they think that is living.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of young men, they feel if you put $1,000 in their hand, like they're rich. But to me and you who are already traveling, we see, you know, even $100,000 ain't no money to us. 200,000 ain't no money, because we see the world is so big and there's so much out there that is out there for us. But we have to get that knowledge. We have to go there and read more books, watch stuff that is going to brighten your horizon and give you more knowledge and cause you to want to live and want to do more. And that is one of the reasons why I came up with my TV show called Positive TV, because when I look around the world, there's so much negativity going around the world. So much people, you know, contributing to negativity. And I decided, no, I don't want to be a part of that. I rather contribute to positivity. And that's why I named my show Positive TV.
And what we can do, when we come back, we're going to talk about the Positive TV. I want to get some music in here as well, on Behind the Artist as well. Because you know me and you, we can talk for hours straight. But we want to go back a step. We want to get in that We Need Peace, as you mentioned in your story. You know, just one of the first, well, not the first song. You said this was the second song, but one of those songs that really took off and really took you into another stratosphere. And so we want to play that one. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what this world is coming to. We continue Behind the Artist with Landlord. He's here with us this morning. This is 1540 AM, Power 104.5 FM. Make sure, stay close.
A landlord, Lucian, all catchers and solar send this to the world.
Say this word.
Make them know some war is ugly and love is lovely. Send it.
We need peace. We need love. Oh, yes. We need peace. We need love. Oh, yes.
Send it.
How can we say we love God when we don't love ourselves?
No.
How can we bring peace to this nation when we keep on fighting among ourselves?
We need to change our thinking, and come to our senses. So in order to change this world,
We got to start within ourselves. We need peace.
we need
We need love.
we need love.
Oh, yes. We need peace.
We need
Oh, yes.
sons of God, some call themselves, but they don't want to mix up with no one else. Oh boy, so caught up in the religious beliefs, until their true love they start to cease. Oh gosh.
Our Muslim brothers pray 6 times a day, yeah. Rastaman and Christian show love in many ways.
And if we see someone who needs help, we turn our face. We need to show love and stop the hate. We need peace. We need love.
Oh, yes.
We need peace. We need love. Yes.
We need love.
True love.
Oh, yes.
Me ask them what is going on. Tell me what is going on. Can't take the vibes
say Batman and police perform. Tell me what is going on, tell me what is going on. Them a use religion just be terrorous, things used to nice. Too jealousy, bad mind, mankind. Get up and a bill, pay strive. Fight against another, just for a dollar. And forget to help out them falling brother. In the Middle East, war it no cease. Every day them get up fighting like a Lego beast. Them sell up but it no reach. No practice what them preach. Division and religion every day a compete. So me ask them what is going on. Tell me what is going on. Can't take the vibes of Batman and police perform. Tell me what is going on. Tell me what is going on. Them a use religion just to tear us apart.
That's what I'm talking about. It's 15:40 a.m. Power 104.5 FM, the national voice of the Bahamas. Taking it back with a flashback jam. Landlord with We Need Peace. And we have him on the line this morning, ladies and gentlemen. And really having a great conversation. Now, before we went to We Need Peace, you started to talk about your TV show, Positive TV. And, of course, you know, the kind of the inspiration behind creating that was really to bring a more positive focus to what has been going on around the world and, of course, what you see on TV every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely, you know, that was the reasons. I just wanted to contribute something positive, you know, in the world instead of trying to, you know, contribute into negativity. And, you know, I never saw myself to be any TV host or radio host because I stutter, you know.
I can't even tell.
All I know is holding the mic. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But anyway, you know, a few years ago, I was I went to work to a place, you know, fixing ATM machines, and I met this guy, and, you know, he was a fan of mine. He said, "My landlord, you know, I don't see you doing nothing no more. What you doing with your life? I ain't hearing nothing from you. What's going on?" You know, and at that time, I was really discouraged, you know, and just losing my pastor and friends, you know, I just was discouraged.
Right.
And he said, "Landlord, you ever think about doing a TV show?" I said, "What? A TV show?" They say, "But I can't even hardly talk. You talking about TV show," you know? So he say, "My landlord, trust me, you can do it." You know what I mean? So he would show me how to do it. And at that time, they would give us iPhone 5s for, you know, to do our work with. And I did my first 6 episodes with an iPhone 5.
Wow.
And, you know, we downloaded the program on my computer, and he taught me how to edit. And so right now I'm editing my own show. I bought my own equipment, and right now I am on, thank God, to all the TV networks that gives me the opportunity to air my show on them. I'm on 16 TV networks right now, all over the world, and I'm reaching millions of people on a weekly basis. I didn't went to college. You know, you know, when God called you for something, He prepares you for it, and He puts you in the presence of the right people. You know, and that is exactly what God did. He has put me around people who could just teach me, and, you know, what I didn't know, what I didn't learn from people, I just went on YouTube, and now I'm on my about 50 episode.
Wow.
You know, and I'm telling you, it's reaching a lot of people all over the world, and they are being blessed. But the story about that, you know, I had a dream before I started my TV show. You know, I heard a knock on my door. I opened up the door. I was Dr. Miles Monroe. And I grab him and I hug him. And it was so real. You know, I was like, "Man, what you doing here? You're supposed to be dead." You know, he said, "My landlord, I'm good, man. Don't worry with me. I come to talk to you." So I invited him inside and for dinner. And anyone know Dr. Miles Monroe, whenever he speak, his powerful teachings are not done on stage. His powerful teachings are done after he already speak at the dining room table.
Wow.
when everybody is eating with him. And so he started to scold me. He said, landlord, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with all that is within you? You have great potential. You have purpose. Start your legacy. I already start mine. I've already gone on. I already lived my life. It's time for you to do yours. What are you doing? You're wasting your life. And at the time, that's what I was doing. I just gave up. I was discouraged. And, he said, man, you're going to be great. The world is going to know you. You're going to be all over the world. And, I was like, wow, you know what I mean? And taken away by what he was saying, and right after that, a week later, that's when my friend told me that, asked me if I want to do a TV show. And then a week after that, I was in Nashville, Tennessee to the Stellar Awards. And at that time, wasn't no WhatsApp, you would go to the computer room and go on Messenger to send messages. And so I was in a hotel. I went to send a message back home. And I met this guy sitting in the hotel room, computer room, but he wasn't using the computer. He just was there like he waiting on someone.
Right.
So, I sent him a message and he introduced himself and he said, oh, I am Mike D from Atlanta and I have my own radio show. And, so we got close and afterwards, we would stay in touch. And he called me a week later. He said, my landlord, you ever thought about doing a radio show? I said, what? Radio show? And the same thing I said, I tried to run. I tried to look for all kind of excuses not to do it. But, I ended up giving up and he mentored me because he went to school with all of those folks you see on CNN and Fox News. They were his classmates. He has a radio show in America called UA7 Gospel, the top number 7. And he is syndicated on 170 something stations. And so the first person we interviewed, because we do a pre-recorded show with Pastor Shirley Caesar, and man, he just sat down for hours and he taught me, okay, landlord, speak like this, say it like this, and it just took off. And right now, I am syndicated. Like I say, thank God to all the radio stations that give me an opportunity to air my show. I'm syndicated on 60 plus radio station at this time all over the world. God can do great things, but in you, it doesn't matter where you come from, how, what your situation is. And I'm telling you, people is reaching out to me all over the world on a daily basis. And I was just made the first ballot for the Stellar Awards this year with last year, which was 2020, made Radio Announcer of the Year. I just won 2 awards in the US, which is the 3rd biggest gospel awards in the US, the Rhythm of Gospel. And I mean, God is doing some great things. But, my passion and my mission, what I really want to do, I want to see Bahamian artists rise to a greater level. Yeah. Because what I realized with a lot of Caribbean artists, they make it much further because they already have the machinery in place to get them where they need to go. I want to see where independent gospel artists, the minute they release, they could get their music in every Caribbean island, in Africa, the UK, Canada, and so on. So that's why I'm working so diligently to connect myself with different CEOs, different radio and TV CEOs, so that I'm able to be that platform for independent artists to get their music and their music and their music video onto these networks so that they could be seen by the world instantly. And that is my vision and that is my dream, because I know how hard it was for me. Getting out there was really hard. And that's why I had to travel with Dr. Miles Monroe, spend thousands of dollars on tickets, traveling to Africa and these different places, trying to reach the masses. But now I am able to still reach millions just by connecting with these different networks like Africa, Uganda, Kenya, the UK, and all over the Caribbean and US on a weekly basis. That is my vision and my dream.
Right. Now, as we get ready to wrap up things, I want persons to be able to reach out to you, to be able to find you. How can they do so on social media?
Well, they could link me on my website, which is positivetvbahamas.com, or they could just Google me. You know, right now you could find anybody easy on Google. You could also link me on Instagram, Landlord242. You could hit me up on Facebook, Landlord, or just look up my name, Orlando Miller. You could find me easily, man.
Right. Now, before we let you go, any closing comments you want to leave with the listening audience?
Yeah, I just want people to believe in themselves. You know, believe in yourself. Anything that you want, you could have it. Don't let nobody tell you you cannot achieve what you want, you know, because you got it in you. You just have to go there and make it happen. It won't come to you. You have to go and get it. And that is how you will accomplish your dream. Go and get it.
All right, we definitely thank you so much, Landlord, for joining us this morning. And just get a two minutes in. Just tell us about this one before we this our last song. What This World Is Coming To. Just give us a brief, you know, just you're sharing about that one.
Yeah, well, that song I wrote that when I, you travel different places, you see different family members, friends, people who don't believe in God no more. They lost their faith. You know, you find there's so much hate, no more love. We look around in the world, the U.S., Europe, and all these places. So much things going on, and that's what caused me to write that song. What this world is coming to. It's like it's like the world is imploding, not exploding. It is exploding from within. You understand what I'm saying? And we got to get back to God. It's like we losing ourselves. We losing everything that we truly believe in. And we just got to get it together, you know, because the world ain't the world that we, remember and always love. It's changing. And, it is something that, I do not like to see. I would love to see people get back to what they used to be, where we were our brother's keeper. We show love, even to this day. You see people, they walk past you straight. They don't say good morning, good afternoon, little simple things. They don't do that no more. It's just pure hate, no more love, and that is what we need in this world today.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Landlord joining us this morning, behind the artist this morning at 1540 a.m., Power 104.5 FM. It's a pleasure to have you on, sir. And we look forward to speaking with you once again, and all the best in this brand new year of 2021.
Thank you, man. And you keep doing well, bro. I appreciate you. Appreciate me and you working together, because you have the same heart and passion that I have. I watch what you do. You're always trying to uplift artists and trying to help them.
Yes.
May God continue to bless you, and may you always be blessed. All right?
All right. Thank you so much. Landlord joining us this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go into one of those jams right now. What This World Is Coming To.